Thank you for tuning in. You are listening to Rainier Avenue Radio.world. This is Women Empowerment Talk Radio, and I'm your host, Carmelle Bias, and we are in the studio once again on a beautiful day here in Seattle, Washington, with our guest, Miss Tamara Taggart. How are you doing, Miss Tamara?
I'm doing great. How are you, Carmelle?
Good. Doing well. Glad to have you on the show today. We are going to be talking about health and wellness. This is the time of the year when we focus on our health and how we can improve things, as we slowly transition out from summer into fall and then into winter, y'all. We're coming up here on Halloween, Thanksgiving, and Christmas, and this is the time it is when we really need to take a moment, in time to focus in on our health. And speaking of health, we are going to be having number 5. I can't believe this, that we've been doing this now for the last 5 months. But this is our Health and Wealth Builder event coming up August 22nd, which is tomorrow, Saturday, 2 p.m. to 4 p.m. at the Beacon Hill Library, located at 2821 South Beacon Avenue, right here in Seattle, Washington, y'all. And we're going to be having our Health and Wealth Builder event. We're going to be talking about, how it is that we can enhance our health and then also to create passive income for ourselves too. So if you are interested, come on out and join us. Again, this is our Health and Wealth Builder event number 5. It is that we're going to be having August 22nd, Saturday, 2 p.m. to 4 p.m. at the Beacon Hill Library, located right here in Seattle, Washington. And this event is free. We're going to have some healthy snacks and refreshments. There's going to be some raffles. We want to give gifts out to the first 8 that attend the event. And we just want to make this fun overall for everyone, but also to, encourage all of us to take a look at our health and how we can improve things, for ourselves. What can we do to better our health? And not just as business owners, but just as a community. With everything it is that's going on in the world today, we want to definitely do our part, when it comes to our health and our wealth, and increase also too. Increase for our health and wealth and make things better, not only for ourselves, but our families too. So again, for those of you that are out there and interested in learning more about how you can improve your health and your wealth at the same time, come on out to the Women in Business Expo Group Health and Wealth Builder event. That's August 22nd, Saturday. That's tomorrow, y'all. 2 p.m. to 4 p.m. at the Beacon Hill Library, located in Seattle, Washington. And for more information and details, you can visit our Facebook, Women in Business Expo Group. Take a look at that Facebook page, and there you'll find all the information and details for that upcoming event. Also, too, I want to make another announcement here about some upcoming events. We have the Girlfriends Conference, y'all, coming up. So excited, a chance to get out of Washington State or wherever it is that you're located at. Come on down to Sacramento, California. We're going to be down there. That's October 23rd and 24th. It's the Girlfriends Conference down in Sacramento that weekend there in October. Come on out. There's going to be some networking, vendors. It's a full day dedicated to the girlfriends that are out there. So if you are interested in attending, again, you can take a look at the Women in Business Expo Group Facebook page there for information and details. You want to book your airline tickets, get your hotel room ready, and come on down and have a good time with other women, being able to network and grow your business. So come on out for that event too. That's going to be upcoming October 23rd and 24th in Sacramento, California, at the convention center there. All right, y'all. I love giving those announcements, and letting you know what's going on out there too, so that, we can attend and connect and, build those relationships it is that I always talk about there, so that we can grow our business and network together. Not only as women, but just as business owners in general. That's what we need to be doing every day, all day, y'all. All right, y'all. I want to definitely go ahead and give another introduction here to our guest this afternoon. And we're going to be talking about health and wellness, because that's where we're at right now here on Women Empowerment Talk Radio. We love talking about health and wealth, health and wealth and wellness and how we can improve all of that for ourselves. So our guest again is Miss Tamara Taggart, all the way from Louisiana. We're so glad to have you here, Miss Tamara. Why don't you go ahead and let our listening audience know a little bit more about yourself?
Well, first of all, Carmelle, I'm excited about all that you got going on. I wish I were still in Seattle so I could attend. Sounds fantastic. Thank you so much for having me today. I'm so grateful you invited me. And just to tell everyone who's listening and watching out there a bit about me, I am a certified hypnotherapist. a wellness coach, mindfulness meditation trainer, and I have a background in psychology. I'm the founder of Beyond Hypnosis, Mind Your Wellness. And what I do is I bring mind, body, emotion, and spiritual wellness together. Because it's not just one thing, y'all. As Carmelle said, she brought in that wealth tip. Now, wealth is a major part of wellness as well. But in what I do, that's pretty much my focus there. Yes,
Yeah, yeah.
absolutely.
And and it all goes together too. Have the health, the wealth, the wellness, it's
A
all in line,
package.
because if one is missing or one is out of balance, that can take everything else, out of balance too. So we're going to
Absolutely.
talk about, how all of that connects, and then, the work it is that you do when it comes to health and wellness, and how it is that you support others in the work it is that they do also too. And currently now you're in Louisiana, and as you mentioned, you were originally here in Seattle, Washington, and that's how you
Yes,
and I met. You know,
absolutely. It's been a few years ago.
yeah,
Yeah.
lovely. Always a good. See, this is the thing about networking that I love to talk
Mhm.
about. So we met at a dinner party there with Lee Garrett, who's a good friend of
Yes.
mine. I've known for many years. Invited me over to a dinner party, and Tamara and her friend was there, and we just started talking and connected. And that was a few years ago now. Okay.
Mhm. It
And then we
was.
stayed connected over all that time. But look what happens now. She's on the show with us today on Women Empowerment Talk Radio. And this is this is the thing about networking, and building relationships. And I always,
That's
tell
right.
the listening audience here, it's so important when it comes to building relationships, networking, getting out and meeting people, because you never know what that relationship is going to lead to, And so this is just another prime example of when you get out and when you talk to people, and you network and you build those relationships where they may lead you in life. So
That's
glad to
right.
have you on the show with us.
Yeah.
For
I'm
sure.
so glad. I'm
Yeah.
so glad that I'm here. I want to talk about hypnotherapy. A lot of people have some misconceptions about it. They think it's, oh, let me not look into your eyes too long. Right? All of those strange things. But one of my missions about hypnotherapy and why I use it in Beyond Hypnosis, and why the name Beyond Hypnosis was
Mhm.
established, is that I want to take it beyond that idea, about the woo woo, because it's not. Hypnotherapy is an amazing tool that can help you to move through stress, changing habits, get beyond fears, develop that confidence, and to let go of old emotional patterns so that you can take charge of your life and really be the person that you want to be. And
Yeah.
and it's an amazing tool because everything starts with the mind,
Mhm. Mhm.
as you know,
Yeah, and it
right?
definitely does too. Yes. And that's something it is that all of us, maybe need to take a look at to see, how we can better, the mind, the thoughts it is that we have. And then also too, maybe be able to take control of some of those emotions it is that we have, when they come rising up. And how do we handle that? And
Absolutely.
some of us are trained, or we base our emotions off of, what we've learned maybe from our parents or grandparents. And that may not always be the correct or right way to do things.
Mhm.
So it's always
Mhm.
good to take another look when it comes to, our emotions and, like you said, hypnotherapy and what that looks like and how we can improve, our emotional state, our mental state, financial, physical, and spiritual also too. Let our listeners know, Beyond Hypnotherapy. That's the name of your business.
Beyond Hypnosis. That's right. Mhm.
Yes. When was it established, and what is your mission statement?
Well, it was established over 20 years ago
Mhm.
when I first graduated from hypnotherapy college. Yes, there is a hypnotherapy college. At that time, it was in Los Angeles. And if we go back, if we digress a little bit, one of the reasons why I wanted to focus in on the mind was that I'm a child of the 60s.
Mhm.
And boy, all the stuff that was going on. We had
Yeah.
women's rights, we had ecology, we had civil rights for Black folks, we had all these scandals that were going on in Washington, we had the Vietnam War. Oh, it was a lot going on. And so I was a little kid and I'm like trying to figure out why all these smart adults keep doing crazy things that are harming one another and themselves.
Mm-hmm.
And I wanted to figure out what's going on. How do people recognize that, oh, I know smoking is bad for me, but I'm going to keep doing it? It's like, how do we support people in getting beyond things that are not working for them? Right.
Mm-hmm.
And that made me want to dive into understanding human consciousness.
Mm-hmm.
And so with hypnotherapy, we learned that there are basically two parts of the mind. And I'm not talking about the brain, the physical machinery that the mind operates through. The mind is non-local. The mind doesn't have a space. It is an energetic field, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so the two parts of the mind are the conscious mind and the unconscious mind. Now, that conscious mind, the part that we are aware of, that we're all in right now because you're listening to what I'm saying, I'm sharing something that I'm very passionate about. This is the conscious mind. This is what we're aware of with our five senses. But then there's that subconscious, and some people will call it the unconscious part too. It's the part that we're not aware of. It's kind of like computer programs that are running in the background underneath it all. And those are the most powerful parts. Like you said, how you were taught when you were growing up to cope or not cope with things, right? The perceptions and the beliefs that we might have about certain things or people, behaviors, choices, whatever, that can limit us and create problems for us later. Now, the families of origin, hey, everybody did the best that they could. We passed down what we know, right? We learn. But we do come to a point when we started to discover that certain things that maybe we were taught are no longer working for us. Right. They're limiting beliefs that are holding us back. And so the beauty of the tool of hypnosis, which is part of hypnotherapy, is that we slow down the consciousness. In our brains, we have electrical frequencies that are running, and these are measured in hertz. In the conscious mind, when we're in the beta conscious aware part of our minds, that is moving rather quickly. So it's kind of hard to relax, right? Slow down, think, discern. We're kind of on autopilot in that mode, right? Mm-hmm. This is beta. Yeah. But with hypnosis, we slow down the brainwave so that we get into what is called theta and alpha states. That is where we become more dreamy, more creative. And we all go in and out of these states every day. Mm-hmm. We are coming up and out of hypnosis from sleep. Yeah. Sleep is delta. The brain waves start to speed up and we wake up and then we're in beta again. And then when we drift off to sleep, we go down from beta, we move down alpha, theta, delta, and we're into sleep. So hypnosis is not a strange or unusual state of being. It is just natural. But with hypnosis, I was trained to help people to drop down in to the alpha and theta state in that more receptive, dreamy, light state. Now, children live in alpha and theta. Right. That's when children learn so quickly. You notice how children who grow up in a bilingual, trilingual household, they'll learn all those languages. Right?
Yes.
That's because of the brainwave state that they're in. Now, as human beings, it's important that we're designed that way because there's a lot to learn those first 2 years of life when you really think about it. So as time goes, as we get older, that diminishes and we start to speed up our brain waves and we're less able to learn as quickly. Okay. So when we're about 8 or so, that's when we start to jump into the beta and we start to get locked into some of the old ideas and behaviors. Yeah, that early. Yeah.
Okay. Let me ask you this question. When it comes to, like you mentioned, the beta, the alpha, and the data, the data, that
sleep.
Yes, the sleep state there. how does that affect someone who maybe is then dealing with depression or anxiety? You know, do those three still apply with someone that's dealing with depression and anxiety?
There's something that's called clinical depression and anxiety, and this is where the brain chemistry, those
Mhm.
hormones in the brain, the serotonin and all of those things, can get out of whack.
Mhm. Mhm.
Right.
Mhm.
And there's a which came first, was it because of trauma or because of conditioning that this happened, right?
Mhm.
Where the brain, where the chemistry changed, or was the chemistry there and then it changed the ability to move through these states? So
Mm.
we really don't know which came first.
Right.
But in that case, we're not looking at clinical. I don't work with clinical. I'm not a physician or a doctor.
Mhm.
I don't work with medicines that can help to balance out those brain waves. I
Right.
work with individuals who want to change vocations, right?
Mhm.
To self improvement, heal the body through mind and body. So if you are clinically depressed, I can work with those people, but I will work in tandem with the physician.
Yeah. Okay.
See?
That makes
But
sense.
right.
Yeah.
But this is mostly for people who are on a journey of self-improvement. And we use hypnosis as a tool to help to slow it down so that
Mhm.
the person can become more suggestible to the new ideas and the new behaviors that they want to begin to espouse.
Yeah.
This is not me as hypnosis person putting you under my command and telling you that this is what you're going to do. Not
Right.
at all. This
Yeah.
is about you becoming more receptive to what you really want for your life. And
Mm.
that's how we work together. This is about education. This
Mhm.
is about one-on-one coaching. This is about group mindfulness meditation. This is about workshops.
Yeah.
And it's about reconditioning ourselves, if you will.
Yeah. So it sounds like to me, this person, they have to really be open and willing to transitioning the mindset it is that maybe they've had for many years, is what this sounds like. Am I on the right path here?
Absolutely. That's where the coaching comes in.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's not, we're not gonna snap our fingers and this is magically, gonna change.
Hmm.
This is about volition.
Mm.
And in my coaching and the teaching, I teach you tools that can help you to maintain this state, right?
Yeah.
This is coaching. This is therapeutic. This is not about instantaneous change. But you know what's so amazing is
Yeah.
that it's not a destination. It is definitely a journey. And all the jewels are picked up along the way. People
Yeah.
become empowered when they have these little successes along the way, these light bulbs that go off, and we discover things about ourselves that are so amazing.
Wow. You know, I'm gonna say this to you, you have the voice for it too.
Oh,
Because I'm sitting here going, wow. So definitely adds to, the work it is that you're doing. So yes,
yeah.
congratulations on that. And
Thank you.
that's definitely a talent too to have,
Well,
for sure.
this is part of the journey is figuring out why we're here. Each
Hmm.
one of us has amazing gifts that we were dropped down onto this planet to offer.
Yeah.
Everybody has them. There are things that you can do, each and every one of us, that nobody can do in quite the same way. And when we ain't doing it, it's missing. And the
Yeah.
world is missing out.
Say that's exactly it too. Why
That's
don't you
it.
go ahead, let our listeners know a little bit more about the services it is that you offer. I mean, we've talked about the hypnotherapy.
Yes,
Are there
absolutely.
other services it is that you offer at Beyond Hypnotherapy?
Well, again, it's about wellness. It's about mind, body, spirit, and emotional wellness. So that encompasses education. Learning about your patterns. Recognizing what comes up. There's this coaching. There's accountability. There's self-discovery is a huge part of it. And that's where the mindfulness comes in with meditation. Every Monday, which is open for everyone, I do a Selah Monday morning meditation live on Facebook. Soon as I figure out Instagram, it'll be live there too. But we do it every morning at every Monday morning at 8 a.m. Central Time. And we spend about 30 minutes moving through a lot of these difficulties that we can have, whether it's relationship, it's communication, fears, worries. It's all about self-awareness. Once
Okay.
you know yourself, you become empowered. So that's one thing that I also do. And then, similar to what you do, I also do a wellness club party. And this is all about health and wellness. It's about nutrition. As I stated, I'm also a wellness coach.
Yeah.
So I share information and presentations and also invite people to discover products and an amazing self-empowerment with wealth buildment too with this. So I also do that. And I also have a podcast, which is on YouTube, which is called the Illuminations Media Network. You can find that right there on YouTube. I also have several things that we're building right now.
Yeah.
Some of them are going to be under wraps for a moment, but one thing I will reveal is that my book, Spiritual Healing, Partnering with Pain, it's now on Amazon. It is in its Kindle version, but I am working on the revamped paperback, and it is going to be amazing. It's going to
Yeah.
be chock full with journaling exercises, teaching you tools on how to really understand who am I
Yeah.
and what is the pain in my life trying to teach me so that I can use it as a navigational system to
Yeah.
guide me through the processes. I mean, I'm really excited about it. So
That,
I just invite everybody, connect with me, stay informed, subscribe so that you know when all these things are happening.
yes, that's exactly it. For those of you that are just tuning in, you are listening to Rainier Avenue Radio.world. This is Women Empowerment Talk Radio, and I'm your host. And we are in the studio once again on a beautiful day here with our guest, Miss Tamara Taggart. And we're talking about health and wellness, wealth, and all the good things that go along with improving ourselves, not only as business owners, but as individuals and as community, just all together, all around. Miss Tamara, why don't you go ahead, let our listeners know, for those of that may be out there that are interested in connecting with you, what's the best way to find you?
Absolutely. Thank you for that, Carmel.
Yeah.
Yes, the first and foremost would be my website, and that is beyondhypnosis.org. You can subscribe there so that you can stay connected. You can browse all of my blog posts and discover everything about me and what I'm doing in the community that I'm building as well. And I'm on just about every social platform under Beyond Hypnosis. And just reach out to me. I'd love to hear from you. I'd love for you to jump on and meditate with me on Mondays. Um, it's a fantastic journey. And that's how you can, connect with me. If any of this resonated even just a little bit, you can reach out and you can click on my Facebook page, the Beyond Hypnosis page, and you can have a free consultation. We can connect and talk and see how we can work together.
Yes, yes. Well, that's good to know, to be able to put that out there and give us that Facebook page again for those that may be interested in connecting with you for that free consultation, 30 minutes. That's
Absolutely.
definitely that
That's
I would
right
encourage.
there
Yeah.
on the Beyond Hypnosis, right there on Facebook. And there's a button, where you can reach out to me and you can book a free consultation.
Yes, yes. Are there any upcoming events or anything, educational workshops that you have coming up that you'd like for the listening audience to know more about?
Oh, absolutely. Well, as I said, the Selah meditation, that is happening Monday. That's every Monday at 8 a.m. Central Time, right there on my Facebook page. And again, please go to the website so that you can stay informed. Just subscribe and you'll get everything. You'll know when everything is happening. Also, we have the hydration Wellness Club party that's happening on the 30th of this month, and that'll be at 2 o'clock Central Time. That is a Sunday. And again, that is hydration. So that'll be everything that you need to know about hydration and your wellness. And we're also going to have some solutions too, some healthy products that might be able to support you, especially if you're an older person. Hydration becomes very important because one of the key understandings is that thirst doesn't always let you know that you are dehydrated. So we want to stay in front of that. Yeah.
And
And yeah,
that's
and that's
important.
pretty much
It
what's
is for us to stay hydrated for sure.
absolutely
Yeah.
for
Yeah.
everything. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Let our listeners know now a little bit more about your Monday meditation. As we were preparing for the interview, you sent us over, of course, your photo and bio. And as you mentioned, it's every Monday, 8 a.m. Central Time. So that's 6 a.m., y'all, here in the West Coast.
Right.
Yes.
It's
And
so worth it. It's so worth it. You're going to be so relaxed, you don't miss a minute of sleep.
yes, yes. And so is this on Zoom? And as you mentioned, do we go to the website there and there's a link that we click on for that time to join?
Mhm. Absolutely. As I said, you go to my site, beyondhypnosis.org,
Mhm.
and you subscribe, and you will be sent everything. It'll let you know about the Selah meditation. It'll let you know about our upcoming wellness workshops, when the new book is launched, everything. And
Yeah.
you'll even have a link so that you can go to the YouTube channel and you can catch the archives. The archives are archived right there on the Illuminations Media Network. And you'll see it in the playlist, Selah Monday Morning Meditations. Yeah. So
Yes, yes.
just hook up with me, subscribe, and you will be in the loop for everything.
That's exactly it. And that's something it is, that we all need to take a closer look at when it comes to meditation and
Mhm.
prayer. These are things that help us along the way, to enhance our health, to give us that kind of peace, that moment of peace, because life is so busy for all of us, and being out there, but being able to take a moment in time to just breathe and relax is so important. And especially when it comes to our health, because a lot of us, I think we tend to go so fast and we're so busy and we're moving all the time where sometimes we forget to breathe and take that deep breath in and relax and slow the
Absolutely.
mind down. So if you can join, definitely I would encourage y'all to stay connected to my
Yes.
website and sign in 6 a.m. Pacific time, 8 a.m. Central time, y'all. All right, Ms. Tamara, I want to thank you again for your time this afternoon here with us on Women
Yeah.
Empowerment Talk Radio. And I want to thank you all for tuning in once again here on Rainier Avenue Radio.world. All right, y'all. Until next time, take care.